So anyway, just wanted you to ask how you got interested into IT and how you found yourself landing an IT job.
Yeah, I think it started when I did, like, in the Netherlands, you have like different levels of education, and I did like the more practical one after I finished my high school, and I did a designer study. So I designed like all types of stuff, and I ended up in a IT department when I did my first internship, and I noticed that I was really interested in how things how they were dealing with certain things, and that was really interesting. And also the digitalization with all the different aspects in the company was really interesting. So I decided to do IT in my second study. So I studied 1 year the business administration, like technical business administration, and then I decided to switch. And I switched because it was really interesting, and I wanted to do something with IT and people. So yeah.
Okay, that's very interesting.
Is the tech space like some kind of a niche market, or is it something that's fairly growing?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think in the Netherlands,
Oh, I
we
thought
are
so.
very, yeah, very we are into tech, and I think you can see it everywhere. So
Yeah.
if you go to the supermarket, our cashiers, there are not a lot of cashiers. I think there are like cash register desks. It's all like checkouts by yourself. So you have to scan the stuff by yourself. You have to pay, and then you can go outside with your receipt, like with a barcode in it, and you scan and you go away. And I think even in schools and other places, you can see that the IT is very strangled in like the daily life, and that's really cool. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Are you are you
Oh,
working on any interesting systems? Like personally,
oh,
are you
you forgot to
building
mention the
anything?
city you're in. Where are
Oh
Oh,
you?
yeah.
that's a great question. I live in Duiven. That's like in the east part of the Netherlands. Um, and yeah, it's close to the German border. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
nice.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask what systems you're currently working on.
Mm,
If you're at liberty
I'm
to say.
currently the application manager of a clinical system, and it's a
Oh,
data capture system. So there are people that are designing specific forms and other study builds, and within the clinic, the nurses and the physicians and all the other stakeholders are putting data in the system. And yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, yeah.
okay.
Mhm.
Do you get to write any code, or are you the median between the developers and the stakeholders? Like as far as the users and the guys that the engineers that like develop the system. Are you in the middle, or are you on?
I'm I'm in the middle. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I'm the translator of the requirements to the developers, but I'm not working very closely to the developers because it's like a off the shelf package. So uh, the system is already built, and we sometimes have to program some things in JavaScript, and I do that
okay.
for the builders, like the study builders, like the parts parts in the system need to be built by some people, and I assist them with the JavaScript because they're not they're not well trained in that. So I assist them in it. Yeah. Hmm.
Okay, cool. So
Okay. What?
is that like? Oh,
Okay.
sorry, Kima.
Sure.
I'm on a roll here, but
I
it's
just
cool. You can ask him now.
wanted to find out what's the best thing about your job. What do you enjoy the most about it?
I think the people, like the translation of the system to the people. So when you I think for me, it doesn't matter what kind of system it would be, but if you see that people that are not trained and not used to a specific part in IT, and you can make a translation from that system to the people, and they're seeing, oh wow, my work is getting way more efficient and way more easy than it was before, and they're able to do more work or get more relaxed in the things they're doing. That's like a complete. That's like what I. That's my primary goal. I think for me and my work. Yeah.
Okay.
So is it safe to say that the you pretty much lie on the side of like tech and how it helps people? Is it safe to say that's something that is sort of like an incentive behind you working within the tech space?
Mm, yeah. 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 You can say that. Yeah. Mm,
Okay, so tech for humanity.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
And the funny thing is that I'm seeing that in my job.
Yeah,
Before I got into this job, and you can still see it in the company. A lot of procedures were done on paper,
yeah,
and they're still doing it. We made we implemented a part of the procedures in the system I'm working on at the start of January, and before that, they all did that on paper, and it's immense, like an immense um, load of paper every single day. They write down because it's a very strict company, and they have to register all types of things. So everything you do wrong, you have to cross it and then like put it underneath and just sign it and put the date on it, etc. So you can see that there is a lot of paper going on paper within the procedures in the company. So I think it's a very like a massive improvement if you cancel the paper and just remove the paper from the procedures and just go on in a live data system. So that's cool. Yeah.
I
yeah,
think Tumelo, you can relate to that, don't you?
yeah, 100%.
You.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you could you can carry on. Because I pretty much work within the same space. We're trying to automate the paper-based systems to more digital electronic
Hmm.
systems.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah,
And
I can relate. Yeah.
and how do you
Uh,
do that? It's
Yeah.
like with RPA or something, or
no, we're pretty much just writing and developing systems as far as like web portals and mobile applications and desktop applications are concerned. We go out, do R&D, collect data, and then
Mhm.
yeah, just have that
Cool.
data transferred to like an electronic system that we've been
Very,
building.
very interesting. Yeah. Great
Yeah,
job.
yeah. Did you ever come from a like from a coding or programming background, or was it always like strictly business? But then you just so happen to have an interest uh, in tech systems as well.
Yeah, I had some courses in at school, and I learned programming, but like the basics. So I learned programming in Java and JavaScript, and like a little bit in SQL and sorry SQL and no those database query languages.
Yeah,
And I also did a bit of programming in my internship, but like a tiny bit. So not, I think it was like maybe a day or 2 days in the total duration of the internship. So mostly for me, is IT mostly gathering requirements and translating them into projects. So yeah, that's it for me. Yeah. Hmm.
okay.
That's
So is
nice.
it
What
safe
are
to,
one of the biggest, sorry, what are one of the biggest challenges you've had pursuing that career and starting to work in that career?
Mm, I think that's one thing that is forgotten a lot, that people are just people, and you have to adapt the IT or the procedures or whatever you're working on to those people. So you can't force them doing anything. You have to work with them. You have to develop the stuff you're working on, and you have to be a team with those people, and not think, oh, this is the problem they have. I will type some code. I will drop it like in the business, and then see and then think, oh, the problem is solved. No, you have to like adapt with them and just be a team with them, instead of um, like forcing them into a program you've made, and then think that's the solution for everything. Yeah,
Okay.
still a really interesting thing, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever have challenges working with people, Tumelo?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I used to, but ever since getting into work within the general nursing council space, I've gotten to like relate more with people, because obviously we sort of have to teach them how to use the system, and there are obviously a few discrepancies that have to be looked at and whatnot. So it's become, it started off as like annoying, but now it's tolerable. It's
You're
tolerable because
tolerating.
yeah, as in you have to have an empathetic heart, because uh, for example, if someone elderly like approaches you and doesn't know anything to do with tech and whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
you get to like explain and help out in that regard. So it's cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Do you think it's
Okay.
like disturbing your work?
Yeah, because I mean, my job description is developer, right? Like I'm supposed to be developing systems, but then at the same time I'm supposed to like help people out. So there's customer care as well, and yeah, I guess it can't be helped, you know. So it is what it is. But as far as like
Yeah.
human interaction is concerned, it helps out a lot in that regard. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Are you guys utilizing artificial intelligence over at your workplace?
Not at my workplace. No, they are not like ready for this. But for what I know, like my brother has worked with that in the company he's working in. He worked on RPA and like all that kind of stuff. So yeah, he's a programmer in that. So that's really cool. Yeah. Hmm.
And could you
Mhm.
just kindly expand on RPA for
That was
anyone who doesn't
gibberish for me, by the way. So
Oh, that's you don't know. Okay. RPA is like a robotic processing automation. So, for
okay.
example, when you have a very administrative task you do, let me think of an example. For example, when you sign up for a new job, you have to fill
Mhm.
in all the paperwork, and also you have to sign all type of documents. You have to fill them in by hand. And when you implement RPA, the RPA tool is like scanning the text, and with like all the digital features, the text will be
Oh, okay.
recognized and will be translated into like digital text. So, for example, if you have like a really bad handwriting, the the computer will recognize it as text. He will translate it into like like a words, like computer words, let's say, and he will put it like in a database or in a whatever you want. And if you do that, you can just fully automate like those processes you have. So we have these insurance companies in the Netherlands, and when you have something you needed, for example, to pay a dentist appointment, you can upload your scan of that, and the computer will automatically pay you based on what you uploaded. So
Okay.
they completely digitalize those procedures. So that's really, really crazy, actually. Yeah. Before all of this, it was all done by hand. So that's really cool. Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of
Right.
the systems that you work with. A machine
Oh,
that pretty much grades you according to like the hours of
oh,
work.
the AI system.
Yeah.
That
Hmm.
one is more, yeah. That one is more like for your productivity and stuff. Just make sure you're doing the right thing. Okay,
Yeah.
now I get what you mean.
All right. Yeah.
Um, yeah. So, um, I wanted to find out how you balancing your workload or your work schedule with other things that you want to do or that you're trying to work on.
That's a great question. First of all, I work a lot from home, so I try to make sure that I'm like starting at fixed times every day. So, for example, 8:30, and I clock out at 4:30, and then it's done. I put my phone away, I put my laptop away, and I do my other things, and I stop working if it's possible. So sometimes you need to work. You have to work in the evening, but I try to avoid it and just do my thing in the evening, and go in the evening, for example, to sports or to the cinema or whatever, and have fun. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So what sports do you play?
Badminton. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Cool. Nice.
Do you
Awesome.
play sport or?
I just recently got into boxing.
So that's cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You keep
I
it.
was wondering about
Oh yeah, it's therapeutic.
how's how's
I
it
did
going?
I did martial arts when I was younger, but yeah, life happens. I got back into it recently. So it's been cool. It's
Okay.
been great. Yeah,
So we
it
know
beats
who
going
to
out.
call when we need punches
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Hey,
and
no, well, hold up. It's only used for self-defense.
Oh, yeah.
okay.
I need to go
And
out and
are you
fight.
planning to play it in a competitive way as well, or?
Oh no, no, oh gosh, no.
Yeah,
No. Are do you compete as far as badminton is concerned?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, last year I signed up for like the competition, but my team was like not that good. So I hope I will sign up. I think I will sign up like next year for the competition, and then yeah, see where it goes. Yeah, yeah.
Cool. All right. And okay, going back to like automated systems and whatnot, with the current state of like automation, do you feel like more jobs are being created within the tech space, or is automation taken away from the job sector? Like, is it hard to find employment within your area or
I
your?
think uh, jobs will jobs will disappear, but a lot of new jobs will be created. Um, um, yeah, for example, I think when you like a lot of administrative tasks are disappearing, so things on paper are disappearing. So when jobs, paper jobs are disappearing. But for example, jobs in business intelligence, jobs in automation, jobs in um, other digital things, training, etc. All those types of jobs will increase immensely. Yeah, yeah, because it's really important to get more digital and yeah, prepare for the future.
Sweet. Okay. Do you get to work with data analytics as well? Like, do you get to visualize data and generate reports as far as that's concerned as well? Is that like part of your job description?
Yeah, yeah, but I didn't do it a lot because we I didn't have the time to do that. So I did some queries, like database queries. I created them, but we are now working on how we can visualize those data queries and hopefully automate more and more of the procedures and get this company more data driven. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So the automation um, initiative started early this year, or has it been going on for a
Yeah,
long
yeah.
time?
We worked on that like last year, like the full year.
Okay.
Um, we had some issues with the system wasn't up to date, so we like the first 4 months, I think, from last year, we focused on how we could implement this procedure in the system because
Okay.
it was a full paper procedure and no one has ever thought on how you could implement it in the system. So we bumped on some point in the project, we bumped into this issue that the system wasn't up to date, and we found out that the system wasn't updated for like 2 years or so. So we needed to update the system first, and it took
Yeah.
like 4 or 5 months before we finished that. Because we needed to do like a lot of paperwork and yeah, testing and training, etc. And after that, we tried to implement the procedure, and I think there was like the last 4 months of the year we finished that project, and the 1st of January we implemented like the first part of this of the procedure in the system, like in production. So there was like a really big accomplishment for the company. Yeah.
Okay. So is it like
Okay.
a startup company?
No, it's already. I think this company is here for 20 years or something, 30 years.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, but
It's a yeah, it's a global company, and we are like one a part of this. We have like one location in the Netherlands. Yeah, yeah.
all right. And
Do
when
you
you were
feel like, oh, sorry.
asking too many questions, let me give Kima a chance as well.
All right. Do you want your work to be more distributed, or you feel like you can handle it right now, or you feel like you'd thrive better in a team, or individually you feel more comfortable?
That's interesting. Yeah, I think I would prefer to work more in a team. I'm now. Uh, the thing is that like the my the my job description is now focused on only the system. So I'm the only one that is focused on the system, and I work with particular. I work with other people, but I have to reach out to them. So it's yeah, I'm not working actually in a team, but it's more a dynamic team, let's say. So sometimes I work more with the one person, and the other day I'm working like with other departments. So it's a very dynamic team actually. Um, but yeah, I think yeah, I would prefer. I think when you talk about workload,
Mm-hmm.
it's good, but yeah, you sometimes it's like a little overwhelming because I think I can feel like at least 2 or 3 years of work from now on to be like up to date. So that's crazy. Yeah. So sometimes it's like okay, maybe we have to not do it not do this task right now because otherwise it would we can do it like in the future as well. So yeah.
Okay. Do you work in a team, Tamila, or you're on your own as well?
I work in a team. I totally work in a team. Yeah, can't be done alone. Yeah. You have
Do
to
you
get that.
feel much better with there's someone else to blame? Something goes wrong.
That too. That too. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's always
Okay.
good to just have someone else's insight and contributions as well. It just flows better. Yeah, it's all about delegation. So yeah, it's important.
Mm.
Hmm.
All right.
Um,
Cool.
Nick, what project management tools do you use? If you're at liberty to disclose.
Oh, yeah. I think we. You mean like the actual tools or like the way we do the
Okay,
project?
okay. As in, we could broaden the question. So, what project management methodologies do you use, and then what tools do you use? Yeah. So
I think like the methodology is like waterfall, but more of a not like the traditional, but like more of yeah, like a more
you guys don't follow Agile?
nowadays. Yeah.
Oh,
It's not agile because like the paperwork stream we have to do is very strict. So we already I when I do a project, I already know, okay, I have to start with my proposal, then I have to do a project planning, then I have to do the URS, I have to do the risk assessment, etc. So that's like very um, solid for me. So I think it's like a waterfall method, and then sometimes it depends on the project. But and for tooling, we use like the Kanban boards, like the Scrum boards,
yeah.
and yeah, also like the digital communication tools, and that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
How about you? Because you're a developer, right? So I think I
Yeah.
assume you work with Scrum or.
Yeah, we do. So we use Trello, and as far as like software versioning is concerned, we use GitLab, GitHub as well.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 So
Hmm.
pretty
Hmm.
simple. Yeah. I
And
want to.
how are you using Scrum? Because is it like the traditional Scrum, or is it like what adaptation do you have in
Uh,
your
well, because just like you, we're trying to introduce these new methodologies to the environment I work in. So I guess it's more within like it leans more towards like agile methodologies because anything can change and it's test driven development. So while we develop simultaneously, the user is like sort of like micromanaging everything, and there's a no, we want this button tweaked like this. So we have meetings weekly or bi-weekly, and by the end of like a quarter, it usually turns out the way they want it to turn out. So yeah,
Mhm.
so I guess it's
Cool.
more agile. Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
I was
yeah.
wondering what your final thought would be to Melo, to ask or find out.
Well, I had a truckload of questions. I wish we could talk longer for like an hour because I was
Yeah.
gonna dive into more philosophical questions and ask Nick what his views are on like the AI paradigm shift and whatnot. But that's just an
Okay.
open Pandora's box. But the last question I'm
Hmm.
gonna ask is as far as like gender balance is concerned, where you are, or are you guys like pushing an incentive where you're trying to encourage more women to
Yeah.
occupy the tech space?
During my study, I think I had two girls in my class. But the
Oh,
funny thing is, like in the work field, it's like evenly split. So I work with males and females, and like the team I'm in is like I think we have more. Yeah, we have more women in the team than men. So, and I think that's great. That's perfect because so you can and I think you have to be for what I think is that women are more thinking out the procedures, and men are more into the technical stuff, and more um, like men and women are thinking in another way, and they are like completing each other. So that's really great. I think if you have like a mixed team, and that's I for what I experienced, it's great. Yeah, to have that.
and
How
okay,
about you?
that's great.
I have just one last thought. Oh yeah,
Oh,
go ahead.
For me, no, it's a soft
Sorry.
set. There are no women
Of course. Yeah.
within our tech
Um,
space. We're trying to encourage
what
that.
do you ever think you would own your own startup in IT or in software or tech?
Nice question.
Do you ever have a vision to build anything of your own, start up your own company, build your own foundation, whatever it is in that space?
mm, I think I prefer to work in a company for a boss instead of being a boss, being a CEO of a company. So, um, and I think that has to do with resources, and I don't know if I'm able to. I'm not very into how do you say it? I don't fit in the role as a founder of a company.
Amen.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I'm more of
I
a
mean, it doesn't
business.
wouldn't be big. It wouldn't be something too big. It could be you just it would be you coaching other people. It could be anything. Do you ever have that in mind, or in the future, do you ever plan to, in any space that you're giving back to
Hmm.
anyone? Yeah. Do you think there's that possibility for you?
Yeah, yeah, but still in a company. So not my own company,
Okay.
but still in a company. But I think for example, coaching or something that would be great. Yeah, yeah. Hmm.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
You're honest with yourself at least. But if you had the resources, you still wouldn't consider starting your own thing.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, cool. I'll
All
put you
right.
on the spot
I
regarding
always,
that one.
I always thought maybe it would be such a yes or a yeah.
but
Anyway,
yeah, you
it's
two would do it,
interesting.
right? Or
Given the resources, I think I would. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of doing it. I've got a small team that I work with on the side to like just build like apps on a smaller granularity. So websites and mobile apps and whatnot. So
hmm.
nothing too big, but yeah. So at least I get to put on my management suit in that regard.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Do
but
you
yeah,
wear a tie as well, or?
Oh, nah. It's easy to get choked out if you wear a tie. Yeah. Has COVID has COVID affected you guys greatly, or have you been managing? I'm trying to
Yeah,
find
it was.
the like
Yeah,
phrase.
COVID was like a really big issue here in the Netherlands. I think we have no COVID regulation for 1 month now. Before that,
Mhm.
we had from the start till last month we had a lot of restrictions. I told Kima a lot about it, and we
Mhm.
even had a lot of like very strict rules. So, for example, you can walk on the street with two people, or you have to stay at home, or whatever. It was really stricter, and I think what we learned, and that's like the last thing I want to say because we have only 2 minutes. Um, I think here in NL, a lot of people are um, like, for example, the way people see now how working from home, or like working digitally, or working more with a PC uh, is it's way more important now than before COVID, and that's a really good thing, I think. And I don't know how it works at your area, if that's a thing or not.
No, we
Well,
forgot COVID.
yeah, yeah. The regulations are there, but they're not
Not
100%
strict.
strict.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess it's kind of bittersweet in a
Hmm.
sense because it's given people more insight as far as like the tech space is concerned and
Mm-hmm.
uh, mental health and whatnot. Like people are like more informed and more aware because they're existing in the metaverse and yeah, but at the same time, yeah, it's still a mess. So yeah.
Hmm.
It's bittersweet. That's what I'll say about it.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
So we're even out of time, but it was great having you here, even though we could have still stretched you out until we expanded everything you could have shared. But we have to
Yeah.
let you go for
Hmm.
now since you have uh we've
Thank you for
exhausted all
being
the
here.
time. Yeah. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, hope you can come back. Who knows, later someday
Hmm.
if we'll ever
Yeah.
record a part two for you. All right.
Cool.
Maybe you'll be CEO of
Okay.
a company by then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much, Nick. It's been wonderful talking to you. You have a
Yeah.
good one.
Yeah. Thank you for being here, and I hope to talk more to you, and of course to Kima as well. So yeah, thank you.
Thank
Cheers.
you. Bye.
Take
Bye.
care.